Terrible signal. Good evening, all. Leave you a few minutes. Of course, you're going to be first. Stupid YouTube. How's the signal on this? Hello, Steve. Hi, Claire. Hi, Elizabeth. Right, bear with me, guys, because I was going to do this on the iPad, but the iPad wouldn't bring up the scheduled live, of course. So I had links prepared on the tablet, which I'm having to live stream on. So I'm having to find the links on the iPad. So I'll give it a few minutes and let people come in. Stupid thing. So bear with me. How are you all anyway? I'll talk about all of that, Steve. Yeah, well, Elizabeth, he knew I was coming live, so that's why. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Richard. Don't worry, I'll explain it all. Hi, Diabolical. The lightning. Right. Absolute nightmare. Whenever you want something to work, it won't work. Right. That's better. Good. Oh, I better turn this down. Don't want that going beeping. Uh-huh. Right. Oh, dear. Well, I'll go through everything, okay, about the shutdown. I'll go through what it says on G+. I'm streaming on the tablet, Glenn. So it's a bit of a pain. Ugh. I'll try and stay as still as possible. If it's too bad on this, let me know. Then I'll just start a brand new live and I'll be able to do that straight away on the iPad. So if it's too bad, let me know. And then I'll switch over. Oh, backache. So is this okay for everybody? Not buffering, not too much. Hi, Andy and Becky, if you're there. It's good. Right, okay. Oh. Then if everybody's ready, I will start. Are you all sitting comfortably? Because we'll do some story time. Oh dear. Right. Well, some of you know that, or some don't, that on Google Plus are closing down on the 2nd of April, but they're starting to close down within the next 2 weeks. Things will start to happen. So I'm going to run through what I'm going to do, so to make it as comprehensive of for everybody. Okay, it's a bit bright, but I'm going to run through the frequently asked questions. April, Steve. So you've got all the information that you'll need, and then afterwards in the description later on I'll put all the links in. I'll address the Hangouts as well. So you've got some information on that. So an alternative, if you still wanted to use something similar to G Plus, but didn't want to use Facebook, there is another social media platform that is pretty good. I've been on there since last year. So it's pretty good. Right. I'll get to that, Steve. Right, I'm just seeing where I can start on. Let me get the other God, where are you, Google? Right, let me try this. Just bear with me, guys. Support. See. I'll have to do it this. I'm actually normally a little bit more organized, but where the iPad decided it wasn't going to play ball today, it screwed me up a little bit. Right, is it this one? Ah, there we go. Right. So, as I said, G Plus is closing down for consumers, so personal. So it's on personal accounts on the 2nd of April this year. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you what they've actually said. I'm going to go through the frequently asked questions, and then I'm going to go through Hangouts, because there is news on Hangouts. What's happening with that, because eventually Hangouts as we know it, or Hangouts Classic as Google call it, will be closing down, and what the alternatives to Hangouts are, and what a rumor that I've heard, that's actually, instead of using Google Hangouts on air, what they are thinking of doing. But again, this is just rumor at the moment. I've got nothing definite. So let me take a drink. And those of you that are lurking, hey, good evening. So it says here, in December 2018, we announced our decision to shut down Google Plus for consumers in April 2019 due to low use lists and challenges involved in maintaining a successful product that meets consumers' expectations. We want to thank you for being part of Google Plus and blah, 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 blah. On the 2nd of April, your G Plus account and any Google Plus pages you've created will be shut down, and we will begin deleting content from consumer personal Google Plus accounts. Any photos, videos from your Google Plus in your album archive and your Google Plus pages will also be deleted. You can download and save your content. Just make sure to do so before April. And it's noted that photos and videos backed up on Google Photos will not be deleted. We're not going to talk about that here, Steve. Don't do that here. As early as February the 4th, you will no longer be able to create new Google Plus profiles, pages, communities, or events. And there is a fact where you can go and get more information. And it says if you're a Google Plus community owner or moderator, you may download and save your data for your Google Plus community. Starting early March 2019, additional data will be available for download, including author, body, and photos for every community post in a public community. So if you have a community and it's on private, you won't be able to do that. And the next bit it mentions here, if you sign into sites and apps using the Google Plus sign-in button, these buttons will stop working and oh, my Google Plus, my Hello Google just came on. Yeah, if you've used G Plus for comments for your the sign-in button, sorry, will stop working in the coming weeks, but in cases may be replaced by a Google sign-in button. You will still be able to sign in with your Google account wherever you see Google sign-in buttons. So what that will mean, like for, I'll take something that I use, for example, so Canva, you can sign in using Facebook or you can sign in using G Plus. So then what will happen, that G Plus button, I'll have to have a look at that, Glenn. So what that'll mean is instead of having like sign in using G Plus, it'll be sign in using Google, which will just mean it'll use your Google email and password instead. I'm at it'll be downloaded to your mobile device, your PC. Hi Anthony. Or you might have the option to download to your G Drive or to your photos. Hello, Portia. So but what I'm going to do, it's got links. Let me turn the brightness down on this. Hang on, because then you'll be able to see, hopefully. Right, this is what I'm reading from at the moment. And what it's got is actually got quite a few links in there. So I'll link to there in the description. So you'll be able to read through it yourself. So that's fine. So and it also says here, if you've used Google Plus for comments on your own or other sites, this feature will be removed from Blogger, which is a bit like WordPress, from February the 4th and other sites by March the 7th. All your Google Plus comments on all sites will be deleted starting April 2nd. And again, it's got a link to learn more about that. And if you're a G Suite customer, which is more of a business thing, your Google Plus for your G Suite account should still remain active. And then they say to contact your G Suite administrator. If you're a developer, it also tells you more information with a link. And that's basically from their main announcement that they've actually been putting on G Plus, which has been going everywhere. Right. Now I'm going to go to the frequently asked questions, and I have been seeing what everybody's writing. And Glenn, don't be so cheeky. All right. Bye, Richard. Thanks for coming. Right. One of the questions is, are there any cases where Google Plus content will not be deleted from consumer Google Plus accounts? Certain Google Plus content may not be deleted from consumer Google Plus if it is needed in order to meet any applicable law, regulation, legal process, legal obligation, in brackets, including legal preservation obligations or governmental request. And then another question is, how long will it take for my content in my G Plus account to be deleted? The process of deleting content from consumer Google accounts, Google Pages, and album archive will take a few months, and content may remain through this time. For example, users may still see parts of their Google Plus account via activity log, and some consumer G Plus content may remain visible to G Suite users until consumer G Plus is deleted. What are you lot like? Downloading your G Plus content. Let me go to that, because where that question's been asked. Right. You can export and download your G Plus data, including your G Plus circles, communities, streams, and One Pluses. Note, downloading your G Plus data does not delete your G Plus profile. Downloading your G Plus data. You can download an archive of all your G Plus data at once, including G Plus circles, communities, streams, and One Pluses. Your G Plus archive includes your photos and videos from G Plus. There's a link in there. Or again, I will put in this link, as it's there's a link in there that takes you right to download your data. And it also tells you how to download specific data. So I will add that all in. You're cheeky. So basically that's what G Plus have said. So I just thought I'll cover that. Is there any questions at the moment, even though I know the lot of you are having a conversation between yourselves? Yeah, emails I need to look into, Glenn. I said that. I need to look into that, because that's actually yeah, that's in a minute. I'm just going over with what I've done so far, Steve. Any questions from what I've spoken about so far? Hello, Roberta. Yay, nay? No, right. Okay. With regards, oh, It doesn't say, hun. It just says for April 2nd. So I would presume. Hello, Vegas, Ghost Girl. Hope you're well. I think what it's going to do is going to be a process of you're slowly going to start to see things disappearing. So if you've got anything before the 2nd, is to download it, get it off your G Plus. If there's anything that say there's a video that you've put on your G Plus and it's not on YouTube or anything like that, download it all. But again, what I'll do after the stream, I'll go what I've been reading and the support links and how to download how to download an archive of it. I'll put all in the description for you. So with regards to Hangouts, what eventually is going to happen, Hangouts is closing. And from what I can make out, it is not, or Hangouts Classic as they call it, it's not actually going to be closing until 2020 from what I've been looking at earlier on, which is on my tablet. So but what is actually going to happen is Hangouts is actually going to split. So then you've got Hangouts Meet and Hangouts Chat. They're sort of replacing it. If you have G Suite, which is a paid service, they've already got access to them. They do have it for Android. I haven't actually checked for the iPad yet. They do have Hangouts Chat, and they do have Hangouts Meet. Now, what it is Hangouts Chat. Right, Google Hangouts is what a lot of people use if they're doing a panel on when they're streaming Vegas. It's a bit like how can I explain it? It's a bit like Skype, but for multiple people. Right, so what's gonna just go back, what's actually gonna happen if you've got G Suite, which is more for business owners, they've already got Google Meet and Google Chat. Google Chat is typing. Google Meet is for video conferences and such like. As for the Hangouts Classic, as we know it, it's around, as far as I know, till 2020 so far. And then it is going to be discontinued. So that will mean for the next year, we've still got Google Hangouts on air. So we're still going to be able to use it for streaming if we're going to do a panel. After that, what I've actually heard, whether it's the rumor is true or not, is what they're going to try and do is, I think YouTube has its own messages where you can inbox people, and if you've got the Android app on your phone, you can create a group. So I think what they might do, rumor has it, is try to integrate the messages, and actually so you're able to get multiple people on a stream and do it that way. It's a rumor, I don't know if it's true. So it's a case of waiting and seeing what happens. That's different, the community, Steve. So what will actually happen, well, we just have to wait and see the course of the year to see what will actually happen, if YouTube are going to use their own message system and create its own built-in Google Hangouts, or if you're going to be able to use Google Meets, or if it's going to be something entirely different, or if it's going to be a case of an app coming out where you're going to be able to do multi-stream, multi-panel hangout, but stream it onto YouTube. So there's, with regards to that, it's still all up in the air. But what we do know is G Plus is closing. It's closing on the 2nd of April. And then that it's over. So and if you're somebody that is, let me just take a drink to the next thing. Bye, Roberta. So if you're somebody that uses G Plus and you're not on Facebook, what a lot of communities are doing and people are doing is moving over to moving their communities over to something called MeWe, which is MEWE. Some of you that are watching or that are watching this back or are in the chat, I can't remember who's on there, will already know that. Steve, what I was saying is that you got Google Meet, Google Chats. Chats is for typing, and Google Meet is for scheduling like meetings, video conferences. Hi, Mags. So that's going to be more what they're actually doing. Hangouts is a complete, so you can chat, you can type, and you can do video. And what they're doing is they're splitting it. So one does one does the other. That's the difference. But from what I know, it's going to work exactly the same. It's just that Google Hangouts, as we know it, is going to be split. I don't understand, Steve, but being part of Google, won't they close that down? The classic Google Hangouts as it is. Hi, Sandy. Is going to disappear. Is going to be gone forever in 2020. That what is replacing Google Hangouts is Google Meet and Google Chat. Google Chat is going to be typing. Google Meet is going to be doing like video conferences, like video chats. So yeah. So Hangouts is splitting into two, and Google Hangouts, as we know, is going to be no more. But yeah, as I was saying, where some people are moving their communities over to is somewhere called MeWe. I've been on there since last year, with PWN. No, PWN has been on there as a community since December. I've actually had my own profile since I think April last year. And what you'll find if you want to go down that route, there you go. It's good, Matt. What you've got is hello, Kenneth. How are you, hun? What you've got is the best bits that you'll get on G Plus communities, and the way that Google Plus actually works. MeWe is very similar, with the added bonus of the best bits from Facebook. Like you've got the communities, which is the same. You're able to do pages as well, which is a bit like Facebook, and you can do on that you've also got on G Plus as well. That's cool, Kenneth. I'm glad. You've got in the communities, you've got like a group chat. There is also the ability to do video calls and audio calls, but that is a paid service. I was taking part in the beta version when it was free of charge, and for me, if I wanted to use that service, it was €2.09 per month. Hello to those that are just coming. So that is a paid service, but it runs. What I'll do, so you just get a general idea. Let me go to my social media folder. I won't show you the won't show you the website version. I'll just show you the app version. Right. You've got like a normal front page like you would do on Facebook. Then you have your communities bar. And you'll find a lot of the same communities from G Plus are also on MeWe as well. Then you have like your different chats, whether it be a private chat or a community chat. You have all your notifications as well. And you've got with your settings, with your own profile, if you want to invite people, turning off. See you later, Matt. If you want to turn off the settings, what settings you want switched off. But it's very good. It's what I'll do, for example, is it's very simple looking. This is my community on MeWe. It's very simple looking. You can add files. You can do photo albums, say group chats, and your own personal profile on this as well. If I go to mine. Oh, if I turn this up around the other way. Come on. It's just very, very simple looking on the app. Very simple. It's not like Facebook where it's overly complicated. It's all very easy and all very structured. Hello, Joanne. How are you doing? So if you do still want to use something similar to G Plus, the actual longest video to upload onto MeWe, Portia. I don't know. I've only actually uploaded a small like small clips. Yeah, I've only actually uploaded small clips, but I would imagine that there is a limit. That's why if you are going to maybe like do a long video, is to upload it. Yeah, no, Glenn, you've used links though. You've not actually, you've just added YouTube links, not actually uploaded a video onto MeWe. So the only thing I can suggest is if you have got a long video, it's uploading to YouTube, even if it's something you want to keep unlisted um and not on public, you can still put the link into MeWe if it's a long video. But it works very, very similar to communities, very, very similar to Facebook, as they say. It's, now you're going to have to excuse my French, you haven't got the adware and you haven't got the bullshit or the BS. That's actually what they turn around and say. I like it. I know that other people that have been on there for a while, they like it as well. So it's an enjoyable place. Oh dear, excuse me. So that's about as much information as I can give you with regards to G Plus and all the rest of it. I hope that helps. I know some people have been doing videos and sort of, some people I've seen with it has gone videos, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, hang on a minute, I'm a little bit confused here. K-Dog, hello. How are you, my lovely? So I thought, well, what I'll do, I'll sort of get all the information together that I can, even if it means what I've done, reading it out, just so that you've got, I hope that you get a clearer idea of what's happening. No, Glenn, I'm not going to give you another quick rundown. But I hope with what I've explained, Steve, it actually helps a little bit better. Mags, I ain't starting at the beginning. You're gonna have to wait until I finished and rewatch it. You're welcome, Claire. Not a problem. Not a problem. So yeah, that's as much information. Don't you start, Joanne. Oh, that's not good. K-Dog. Well, I hope things have calmed down after you've done a cleansing. What do you mean when the update, Steve? That's all right, Joanne. I can handle it. Well, the latest update is what I've been telling you this evening. So I'll put the links in the description. After the stream, so then you'll be able to. Hello, Vape Juice. How you doing, David? If I remember rightly. Tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah, so I'll put everything in the description, the links to the support page, how to download your stuff, how to download an archive of it, and so you have all the information there to read for yourself, then all the other different links that there is. But I just thought I'll give you guys a rundown, as I have seen that there is some confusion. Yeah, and trying to put it in as plain English as possible. See, I do try, David. I do try to remember. It's not as easy. Oh, crikey. Yeah, you did, didn't you, K-Dog? I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah, how's your neighbours doing? I'm glad they didn't get yours. And on the other note, I just wanted to say a big thank you and lots of hearts, because the other day I reached 1.2k, so that'll probably go under now. But I just wanted to say a big thank you as well. It's this year on the 16th of this month, Paranormal White Noise will be 2 years old. So she's gone from strength to strength and still growing, which is fantastic. Thank you, Joanne. Yeah, right. What, gonna buy one minus one plus two? I try, Joanne. I try. You know, I do a lot of networking. It doesn't it, vape? I do a lot of networking. I'm not PWN. I'm Zara. PWN is my brand. So actually the brand. Yep. Bye, Steve. Take care. It's like I've got my channel, Zara Hilton did the brand. Max nutters. Thank you, Portia. Yeah, but I do a lot of networking. I know I've not been doing a lot of streaming, but that's because I've been having issues with my mental health, quite severe at times, and I rapid cycle a lot, so Mags, you're so cheeky. Behave yourself, otherwise I'll time you out. Yeah, so I've not been streaming a great deal. Oh, there's no need to. It's fine, Joanne. It's you know, it's part of being a bit having bipolar and being a rapid cycler or ultra rapid cycler on top of it. So, winter tends to be my worst time of year. Hi, Kathy. Oh God. Hi, Kathy. So it's this winter's been particularly bad, and I haven't had a bad winter for a few years. So but I am working on a session. I have done one, which is quite good, and I actually did it in the snow. Sessions done in the snow. There's some EVPs on there as well. I've got some decent answers to stuff, so I'm just tying all of that up, and then I'll be uploading that as well. Mags, terrible. That's a bad joke. No way. But occasionally mine does as well, David. Not always. It's you know, it could be 30 plus degrees. I thought so, Mags. It could be 30 degrees over here and I can be as miserable as anything. So sometimes it, but being with my type of bipolar, I tend to be more on the depressive side. I just take a quick rundown. You got bipolar 1, bipolar 2, which are the two main ones. Bipolar 1, they have full-blown manic episodes, which tend to last a long time, and their depressive episodes tend to be quite short. And they've got more chance of having psychotic episodes as well. bipolar 2, which is what I am, we don't go full blown manic, we go hypermanic. Um so the easiest way to explain that is you're like a hyperactive child. So sometimes you'll see me acting a little bit more stupider than what I would normally on streams, or I'd talk faster than what I normally would. Um and it just seems that I might be a little bit all over the place. Hi Stephen, slurring her text, cheeky moo Claire. So, and they tend to be quite short episodes, but with bipolar 2, our depressive episodes seem to be are long. We don't tend to have psychotic episodes, but we can go sort of borderline. Take care, Portia. Yeah, so that's basically the main two, and I just sort of run over that bit quick. So yeah, so if it seems like I'm not streaming, it's not because I don't want to stream, it's because that I'm mentally not in the right place for streaming, especially paranormal, because I won't do anything paranormal if I'm not feeling 100% right, because it does take a lot out of me, especially if I'm streaming for about 2 hours doing paranormal stuff. Because it can actually take me anything up to a week to recover from a stream. So yes, but anyway, I'm going to catch up with you lot, see what trouble you've lot been doing in the chat. Cheeky as per usual, which doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Oh yeah, I get you, David. Yeah, we're with well, you cannot don't go blaming just the girls, Glenn. I've been seeing the comments. You've been just as bad, but behave yourselves, you cheeky monkeys. And I put you in the corner. Yeah, to be diagnosed with bipolar, David, takes a long time. But for me, when I got diagnosed, it was like a weight lifted off my mind. But those of us that have it is especially this time of year anyway, there's a the suicide rate is increased by 20 to 30%. So it's yeah, say it's not easy. I not really tend to be seen on social media when I'm not in a good place. 'Cause I don't think people really want to see when I'm looking completely crap and I'm feeling sorry for myself, and and all the rest of it. It's just not something I really want to show on social media. um so I tend to like showing everybody this side, where I'm happy, well, my normal, shall I say. Yeah, exactly, David, exactly. So are all the rest of you and you girls Okay, Joanne. Okay. Yeah, but my best mate's son has ADS. Um, I have a nephew that's on the autistic spectrum. Um, yeah, I can imagine it's not easy for you. Oh, but if anybody has got any questions or whatnot, or just general paranormal questions while I'm on here, because I'll stay on for about another 8-9 minutes, and then I've been on here for an hour. And no cheeky questions either, because I know what some of you lot are like, and you're very, very cheeky. Oh, bless you, Joanne. I don't know if you've noticed, Joanne, that something's changed. No questions or anything? Just all talking between yourselves? All right, okay, Stephen. Well, I don't really know, Mags, to be honest with you, love. you not know you not noticed anything, Joanne? My God. Not on me. Have you noticed anything about yourself on the chat? Oh dear, oh dear. Yes, you got. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. It's I don't add people just for the hell of it. As some of you know, I don't actually have that many mods. I think maybe in total I've got about 4. Um so it's I don't just add the people just for the hell of it as a blue wrench. It's you're practically always on, and uh it showed lots of support, and I've been changing my mods around, and so I thought I'll give you a wrench. Grey suits you, Claire. Yeah, you did. I still got to give you 14 cents back though. When we listen for spirit, we need white noise or spirit boxes to hear them. What if they find it hard? Well, yeah, it's possible, Joanne. It's I think actually Glenn mentioned something. It's the way that we hear. That's nice, Stephen. Um, it's like Glenn was saying, if I remember, it was you, Glenn, that maybe the way that we hear them is that they hear us very broken. But again, it's something we won't know until we're not here anymore. But interesting, nevertheless. Well, if your mood is mostly blue, Claire, then being grey makes a change. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. Maybe it's something for you, for whoever wants to do a box session on it. You know, ask the spirits. Do they hear us broken when we're talking, or do they hear us talking like that, like when they were alive? Maybe you can get that answer from them. It's questions like that. Um, ask it. You can always ask spirits stuff like that. They may answer, they may not answer, but if they do give you an answer, it'll be an interesting answer, to say the least. So I tend to keep a book sometimes with if I'm thinking of stuff to do. Oh, cool, Joanne. Nice one. Um I know Glenn has a book that he's got like 300 odd questions. I've got I keep a list of questions, like my everyday stuff, or if I come across something, I think, oh yeah, that'd be interesting to ask in a box session. And then from time to time I'll just pick like 10, 12 questions, maybe on one subject, maybe on a variety of subjects. Hello, SJ Lawrence. Welcome. Thank you very much. Bless you too. Yeah, and if I'm just doing a session, it's so it's always, you can, when it comes down to asking spirits questions, you can never run out of stuff to ask. If you think of all the subjects that you might be interested in, not necessarily paranormal, but where maybe, I don't know, if you've got an interest in cooking, I know, if you've got an interest in crafts, um traveling places around the world, history, if you've got an interest in history and you know a lot about history, maybe what you can do is to do a focus session just purely on things to do with history that that you can ask spirit. You've got the topics are endless, absolutely endless. You don't have to necessarily ask spirits about, things to do with the paranormal. You can ask them anything. Have I ever received very clear answers or full sentences from spirits? Yes, I have, David. I have, David, indeed. I've had oh, I don't know how many direct replies to stuff. A classic one of the is going back a couple of years now. One of the classic replies that I've had. I was walking in a field, taking a couple of dogs for a walk, doing my session on the 587, and I just said, what would you like me to use next time? And I just said which boxes I had and which one they would like me to do, to use, and as clear as day, there's a reply back sung saying 469, which is the Radio Shack. It's a white one. I've had that when I've asked some questions like that, which box should I use? They've said to me which boxes I should use. I've had many a direct reply to questions that I've answered. They like to validate with saying, I'll ask with, I've had 5872. I've had the Sanjian being said to use. I've had, I think, 125. Memorex I've had as well. COS, when I used to have a COS. It's nice. Thank you, Joanne. So yeah, she does get the sweary ones. I've had Angel Anna, which is that's a sort of guide spokesperson. I'll get onto that in a minute, Claire. I'll ask her to confirm that she's around by saying her name and saying love you, because on another one, on one of my sessions, I asked her to say that, and you can hear it very, very clear. She says that a lot. She always confirms, and it's her. I've asked where I've been when I was at Nymphenburg Schloss with my best mate the other year. I asked them to say Nymphenburg Schloss, and over the course of, I think it was about 2 sweeps, they said Nymphenburg. As far as I know, David, everybody has somebody around, whether it be a family member, everybody, as far as I know, everybody's got guardian angels, spirit guides. There's always somebody there. But as for apps, as Claire's asked, anyone think any phone apps are good? Well, I use the Live Ghost Box. I swear by the Live Ghost Box. Most that are watching know what the Live Ghost Box is anyway. But for those that don't, what it is it's actually a spirit box streamed live 24/7 over a stream. Which is very, very good. I've actually used the original Geminis box. I've had replies on there. I didn't know at the time, but I actually had my familiar Angel Anna on there as well. It's it's like, you'll get some people that say, oh, apps don't work, or I've used this app, or I've used that app and that app don't work. What a lot of people tend to forget is an app that I may use, somebody else may use it and not get absolutely anything. They might get nothing at all. And it's like an app somebody else, they'll say is absolutely brilliant, it's the bomb. That's okay, Marianne. Hi. um there's nothing like it, this is the best thing ever, and then you'll see somebody else use it and they'll get nothing. It's just like silent. Spirit will use what they want to use, whether it'll be a spirit box, or whether it'll be an app, or whether it'll be white noise generated. If spirit wants to talk to you, they will always find a way to talk to you. Always. So you get, if you people that say, no, well, this app don't work, that app don't work, try things out for yourself. And if you might have done, Joanne, it's normally, sometimes if I have anything, it's normally down in here, normally down there. Or here, roughly. So try things out for yourself, and it's like with anything, some things work for some people, some things don't work for others. Whether it'll be hair straighteners, if we take it as women's stuff, makeup, certain types of makeup, cooking products. Some will work for some will work for, it won't work for others. Electrical things, anything, exactly the same. So, but if spirit wants to talk, they will always find a way to talk to you. Always. Yeah. So don't always take it on somebody else's comment that something doesn't work. It's like I used to have a COS, which now Kirsty has, which is Unicorn 3. The COSnet, for me personally, I never found a connection to it. And I found for me that it never really worked for me. But Kirsty, she gets some brilliant replies on it, but it just wasn't for me. It's the same as another box that I've got here. I've got a little Sony armband. I've only used it once. I need to try it out a few more times, but from first usage I'd never really felt a connection to it, whereas with my other boxes that I've got, I felt a connection to it straight away. So it's just a lot of trial and error. Yeah, exactly, Glenn. Exactly. It is about seeing what works best for you. And it could be you end up paying a couple of $100, pounds, whatever, and getting a Holy Grail, getting a 587, and you'll find you'll get nothing on it. But then you might find that you'll get something a bit cheaper, like I don't know, a Memorex, or a Jensen, or a COS. And you might actually find that you'll get brilliant responses on that. It's like with the session that I'll be putting out soon. I actually it was only along the road, No, I'm not giving one away, Glenn. um, I actually took my Memorex and my Sangian. I got nothing on manual tune. It works as well, yeah. I got nothing on my Memorex, which is really unusual because I normally always get some decent stuff on my Memorex, but I got maybe 3-4 replies, and I knew within the first 2 minutes it's like, no, it's not going to work. So then I switched over to my Sangian, and it, well, you'll see when the video comes out what stuff that I got from it. So if you've got more than one box, especially if they're the small ones and you're going outside to do a session, take 2 boxes out with you. And if you find that you're not getting many replies on one box, switch over and try the other one. Because it could be that where you, at that in particular time, place, whatever spirits that are around, they might not be able to use one radio, but they might be able to use the other one. Yeah, so I'm really going off on a tangent here. As per usual. But what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to cut your fun. No, I've never done a manual tune. I've not personally used a manual tune. I asked questions on a manual tune when I was with Dave. But yes, no, I've not used a manual tune. Don't even have one here, actually. No, I don't. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to skedoodle. But I want to thank everybody that came by. I know Saturday nights are very busy with doing here, there, and lots of people stream. So thank you for those that did pop in. Hope things, hope I've made things a little bit clearer, but if not, oh, thank you, Marianne. If you got any questions with regards to like G plus or anything else that I've spoken about, thank you, David. Do leave a comment down below, because I'll give you all the information that you need, and either later on this evening or during the day tomorrow, I'll put the links in from what I was reading from today, so you can go and have a look at them yourself, especially for downloading your own, having an archive of your account. So as always, well, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you very much for coming. I'll see you around somewhere, as I tend to be all over here, there, and everywhere. So until the next video or the live stream, as always, guys, stay truthful and stay honest. And as Glenn would say, credibility is everything. So I'll add that one to it. So you enjoy the rest of the night. Bye. Bye.